Hey everyone, it's Andy Zitzmann, founder of the GAMETIME Movement, where I'm on a mission to helping you and 1 million other people step up your game. In this short 3 to 5 minutes every day, I'm going to provide you with inspiration, motivation, and empowering information so that you can wake up, have a little pick-me-up, get fired up so that you step up on a daily basis. So get ready, because it's time, it's your time, it's game time. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Andy Zitzmann and welcome to today's show. Thank God it's Monday, and today, I gotta be honest, I come to you with a little bit of a torn heart, maybe even a broken heart a little bit. And I'm gonna get into that in a second. I'll share with you why I'm a little bit torn. But before I do, I wanna share just a quick message with you about your life and your business, and about paying attention to where you might need to make a pivot or make a change so that you can maybe make room for what you really want, make room to go out and get what you want, and knowing that you're probably gonna have to make some tough decisions, knowing that you're probably gonna have to make some sacrifices, knowing that you're probably gonna have to compromise some things in order to make room for what you want. And I'm torn with that today, and I'm going to get into that. But I want to share a story with you because I'm talking to a good buddy of mine, and here's a guy that has created this amazing following on YouTube. He's got over 3,000 subscribers, and he's got these people following him, and he's just really serving, and he's been doing it for a year. He's been serving his audience for free for a year, and people are now coming to him and saying, hey, can you help me do what you do? Can you show me how to do it? And what he's been doing is he's been going out there getting more equipment, making his show even better, doing more and more videos, and just giving. And that's awesome. And that's what you're supposed to do early on in life, and just in general, just give. Give away your best stuff. And ultimately, people will ask you to then, teach them something, to ask you to coach them, to mentor them, whatever it may be, but just give your stuff away free. And so he's been doing that. And I'll tell you, he's built this loyal fan base, this following, and he's asking me, he's like, Andy, can I really start charging for my services? And I'm like, yeah, in fact, they're asking you to charge them for your services. And, I said, what are you going to do if you don't charge for them? He's like, well, I'm really busy. And he's like, I can't, I barely have time to make time for my wife. I run a full-time job, and, I barely have time to do all of that. And now I'm struggling to just, make more and more time to do this show. And then on top of that, this guy loves personal development. So he reads like 6 books at a time. And I just said to him, I said, listen, take a moment and look at your life and look at your business. And I want you, those that are out there listening and watching, I want you to do the same. Take a look at your life. Take a look at your business. Take a look at your health. Take a look at your relationships. And just look at it and say, are you getting what you want? Are you doing everything you can? Because you know what? Sometimes you just got to look at the things and say, hey, are there certain things I can do to make some tweaks, to pivot, to make some changes, so ultimately I can get the result that I'm looking for? Because sometimes we're doing things and we have our best intentions and we're doing a lot of things right, but ultimately, things change and we might have to make some changes. And so for my buddy, he needs to start making money, right? And he needs to start doing things a little bit differently. So I said to him, I said, hey, instead of reading 6 books, maybe you should just read 1 a week. Instead of doing 7 videos or 10 videos a week, maybe just do 1. Instead of traveling 14 hours to do a video show, maybe you should just do it over Skype or do it over, Google Hangouts, so that you still get great content, but it might not be formatted the best, but you might get the great content and you still serve your audience. Look at the things that you could do differently, whether it's the amount of time you're spending on something, maybe it's the frequency you're spending on something, maybe it's the format on what you're doing and how you're doing it, where you can make some tweaks, make some pivots, still have the same results, that you're looking to have, the impact you're looking to make, but for you, for your life, for your health, for your business, for your relationships, be able to increase the results at the same time. And in this case, maybe make money doing what you love as well. And so I share this with you because here I am today, torn, brokenhearted, because today will be the last day that I do this show. And I say that, and I get a little choked up. It starts to hurt a little bit because, about 8 months ago, I made the commitment that I'm going to do this show every single day, 7 days a week. And I'm going to try to reach 1 million people to help them step up their game in life and business. And at that time, I was very committed, and I'm still very committed to having that same impact. Very committed to having that same impact. However, things have changed. Doing a daily show 7 days a week is a tough thing to do. And at the time, I didn't have the business that I had. So now, I have a new business model. I have a new business partner. I have way more clients. I have much more going on. And in my own personal life, I've stepped it up in my health, and I'm doing my best to be the best fiance, the best partner I can to my fiance, Leanna. And I'll tell you, there's some areas that got to give. And there's some things, the impact that I want to have still remains the same, but the way I'm doing it has to change. And so I have no choice other than to do something different with this podcast. And so today will be the last day that I do the Game Time with Andy Zitzman podcast. And I'm going to continue to serve you. I'm going to continue to do my best to have the impact that I ultimately wanted in creating this podcast, which is, again, just to help people step up their games in life and business. But I got to do it differently because, I owe it to myself. I owe it to you all as well, so I can have a greater impact than those that I reach and I touch, my clients as well. But I owe it to myself, I owe it to my health, I owe it to my relationship with Leanna, and I ultimately owe it to my business and my business partner to actually change this up so I can be much more efficient, so I can focus on profit-producing activities, so I can ultimately grow and expand and, ultimately serve and have the impact that I want, with the same goals in mind when I first started the podcast, but just doing it slightly different. So today's the last day I'm going to do the podcast. I'll leave it on iTunes and Stitcher Radio throughout the month of February. But I want you all to know that if you're interested in continuing this journey with me, number one, I just want to say thanks because there are so many people that have reached out to me, and said, Andy, thank you for helping me step up, that have given me advice on how to get better, that have really just supported me along the way. And all of you out there that listen and watch, I can't thank you enough. You'll always be part of my family and near and dear to me. And so first and foremost, any of you that are out there listening that ever want to reach out to me directly, you can email me at andy@gametimemovement.com. That's andy@gametimemovement.com. Just let me know what you need, what I can do to help you out. I will absolutely respond to every single email. Also, I want you to know that this show, the podcast might be going away, but the essence of this show is not going away. So you can go to Game Time Movement on YouTube, and actually I'm going to be doing a weekly show just like this on YouTube. My business partner, AJ Amex, will be doing a weekly show as well. So I'll be serving, around mindset, motivation, inspiration. That will be the content that I'll be delivering. AJ will be talking about marketing tools, mechanics, tips for your businesses to help you scale and grow your business online and offline on a weekly basis. AJ will be delivering that stuff. And then together, AJ and I are going to be doing a weekly interview show where we invite some of the top people out there, entrepreneurs, personal development, and athletes. That's right. Game Time's all about having we're on the playing field of life and business. And, we want to bring in athletes to actually help encourage you and motivate you to step up your game. And so, we'll be doing a weekly interview show, and then we'll have 2 other shows. Just go to Game Time Movement and subscribe on YouTube, and you can continue on this journey with us. We would be so appreciative if you did that. And then the best thing that you can do is actually go over to GameTimeMovement.com, enter your name and email, and AJ and I will serve you with great content each and every week. That again will help motivate and inspire you to find clarity, to find purpose in your life and in your business, to also help you with tools and tips and really important things that you're going to need to implement and execute to actually start a movement online, to increase your client count, to really just grow and expand your business. And then again, we're going to be having these interviews. And so we'll be emailing that stuff to you. You'll get emails from YouTube if you subscribe, but go to GameTimeMovement.com, enter your name and email, because what's coming next from us, you're not going to want to miss. We're going to be releasing a Twitter program very soon, and we're going to be doing a huge summit on April 5th. And if you're on that list, you'll be getting email notifications on how you can participate and how you are going to be able to watch all these amazing people, over 40 people that are going to teach you how to start a movement, launch a movement, monetize a movement. Just like AJ and I like to. We like to launch and monetize people in 90 days or less. We are going to bring on some of the best people in the industry to help you do just that. So I feel like I may have babbled a little bit too much here, but at the end of the day, the message I want you to remember again, first and foremost, is where in your life or business, your health or your relationships, do you need to pivot? Do you need to make a change? Maybe you don't have to stop doing it altogether, but maybe there's a more efficient way for you to get the same result you're looking for and to have an even bigger impact on the world and in your life and in your relationships and your business by doing it just a little bit different. Take a time out today and just ask yourself, where in your life and business, where in your health and relationships do you need to make some changes? Or do you need to make a pivot? Those tough decisions where you got to sacrifice something. You might have to compromise something, right? Maybe it's just, watching less TV so you can learn more. But you know what I'm talking about. Where do you need to make those pivots and changes? And then again, I just want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for being part of the Game Time movement. So, and for being part of this podcast and helping me get it going, because I have grown so much just through this process, and at the same time, I know that it's time for me to do something different that will ultimately have a bigger impact in my life, in the life of my partner, Leanna, and really in the business with AJ, as well as just overall with everything that I'm trying to do to just make my mark and make my difference in the world, to help you and a million other people step up their game in life and business. So I'll repeat the way that you can stay in touch with us again. My email, andy@gametimemovement.com. Email me anytime. I'd love to hear from you. Go over to YouTube and go to Game Time Movement. Subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow AJ and I at Game Time Movement on Facebook and Twitter and all the social media platforms, Google+. You can keep in touch with us that way as well. And ultimately, go to GameTimeMovement.com, enter your name and email. We'll keep in touch with you, and we'll be able to continue to deliver great free content that hopefully serves you to motivate and inspire you to step up your game in your marketing and mechanics in your business, and ultimately to bring on guests that help inspire you to move forward in your life, and ultimately, again, just to step up and be the champion that you're destined to be. It's time. It's your time to step up your game in life and business, and it's time for me to end this podcast and to move on over to the YouTube station. So check us out. I love you guys. Thank you again. And just remember, it's never too late to turn your life around. It's never too late to step up your game. It's game time. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for stepping up your game. Here's what you can do to spread the movement. Go to GameTimeMovement.com and be sure to share your Game Time moment of the day, your GMOTD, so that others will feel compelled to share their Game Time moments too. And if you haven't already, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and please be so kind to leave a rating and review so that we can reach 1 million people and encourage them to step up their game too. This is Andy Zitzmann, reminding you, it's your time, it's game time. Till next time.